98 poll, the #1 fear for most Americans is being killed by a freshwater bass. Good thing Sega's coming by to help settle this freshwater feud with Sega Bass Fishing for the Wii. If fishing or the United States of America aren't your thing, then we've got FIFA Street 03 to fill your footy needs. But seriously, if you're really that into fish, come join us at our on-the-spot debut of Downstream Panic on the PSP. So kick back, get a goofy hat, and close down shop because On the Spot's gone fishing. Splash.
Smoke machine? Oh. kind of exhausting.
You can go have a seat, man, after all that hard work.
Let me put this shoe back on.
Right on.
Oh, damn.
Thank you, Alex Navarro.
Thank you, Ryan McDonald.
GameSpot legend. Yeah. It's badass. So for the folks watching, just tuning in that might not know, we do a little show every Thursday, 4 o'clock, called On the Spot. Today's a little bit special. We got Alex.
I would think they would know that if they were watching it, theoretically.
This might be the first time.
All right.
Today we start off with Alex Navarro. Dude, you are badass on the drums. I can't tell you, that is the awesomest thing ever.
If I was badass at that, I would have done better than 95%. That's all I'm saying.
I was checking the chat room. Everybody was just like, oh my God. You got to share some of those secrets before you go, but that's why we're here and we're talking to you and we give you the whole spotlight, because
I appreciate that.
Today is your final day here at GameSpot. Is that right, sir?
It is. It is my last day here at GameSpot. Yeah, I'm not real good at like the big flowery outpouring of emotion thing, but yeah, it's super weird that this is my last day. I kind of wasn't really prepared for it going in, so like today it's just been like me sitting around just going, oh wait, I just cleaned off my desk. Like there's nothing else here. Like I don't have any. It's yeah.
Sega bass fishing.
Whoa. Sega bass fishing over there. That's
Is it a sign?
Little preview of what's coming later, but so yeah, so your last day, we're gonna have some fun later on. Obviously.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick around for the show. You know, I'll be hanging out. Whatever. I guess we'll do some drinking later. Or
5 years, right?
5 years. Yeah, just about 5 years.
5 years. And like I was thinking about it the other day. I was trying to put like a number on. Like I've known you for what, twice that, 10 something?
Close to that. Yeah. I mean, how long ago did I?
Like
I can't. I mean, you were around when I joined Headboard, right? Like, you knew those dudes. So yeah, it's probably. I joined that band when I was 14. So it's been like. That's been like 12 years,
dude. That's crazy.
That's messed up, is what that is. That's kind of messed up.
Well, before you go, of course, in the fine tradition of GameSpot.
Oh no, what have you done?
We put something together for you.
It's
little something, little video.
It's not that footage I told you not to show, right?
Oh, dude, you've got so much good footage we're not supposed to show. We had to put it all together and.
Well, no, as long as it's not that one piece of footage, though.
I think it might be in there.
Let's find out the hard way.
Ryan Davis, you are correct,
Rated
sir.
M for mature, that's all I'm saying.
Let's go ahead and say goodbye to Alex Navarro and with this little tribute video. So go ahead and take it away, tribute video.
Oh, hi. I'm Alex Navarro, reviews editor here at GameSpot.
I'm Alex Navarro.
My name is Alex Navarro.
Hey, what's up? I'm Alex Navarro.
Alex Navarro. It is I, El Vampiro Jr., the Transylvanian luchador. And not that WCW guy, that's something else entirely. Don't even draw comparisons.
Hello.
Yeah, there we go. World Poker Championship. Hello?
I've come out, clean my bleeding shirts, open to debate. I do this all over again.
Pure style.
Y'all got your ears on? Break 1-9.
Do it, wuss.
We made it this far, and where it is where we are. And I'm so glad that we managed to stay friends.
As the champ, I got me some business to take care of. Thank you for your time. Oh my word! You son of a bitch! Tell me about the graphics now! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Without further ado,
I've never got a break, but what I took I had to take. And what was broke is finally on the mend. Still I know I'm doing right. I got a job, work every night. Oh, we made it this far. Where we work is who we are. And I'm so glad that we managed to stay friends.
Rebel Trucker, Cajun Blood Money. I lost my train of thought. I was so indignant that I lost my train of thought.
That is awesome! God! It's ready, right? It's ready. Like, we're doing that, right? Oh, yeah! Rad!
We have determined that zombies as a whole are based on
Hey, you guys, you can't.
Okay, good. Yes. All right, we're done. We're done here. This is over. This was just humiliating.
So there you go, sir. The video is appropriately titled "We Love Alex," and I think I speak for not just the people here at GameSpot, but many of the people in the audience. And yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna miss you, man.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, but either way, we got plenty of show.
Yeah, we do. There's a show. Forget about me for a while. Games.
You're gonna stick around though.
I'm gonna
right?
stick around. I'm not going anywhere.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll
You're
be
gonna
here
give
for
us an
the.
encore performance later, right?
Yeah, I'm. Oh, yes, that's the one thing I forgot to mention is that I will be playing us out at the end. So there are a few songs that the audience at home can pick from, and if they want to.
Send them in.
So it's Dial Right by the Hives, Cherub Rock by Smashing Pumpkins, Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden, or crap, I forgot what the fourth one was. Those three.
Excellent.
So and they pick from one of those, and I'll play it at the end. And
let's open it up for people that don't have the little crazy thing that lets them send it in on the spot at GameSpot.com.
Yeah.
Is the email address. Send it in. Let's see your request based on those three.
yeah, go ahead and send that in.
Excellent. So right now, though, Ryan Davis is patiently standing by with a guest and a look at some new fishing. Ryan Davis, what do you got?
Thanks, Ryan. I personally, my vote's for Cherub Rock. That's just me. I'm joined now by Chris Kaminsky. Is that right?
Yes.
Chris is over at Sega, and you're an associate producer on Sega Bass Fishing for the Wii.
Absolutely.
And you've brought a copy of it with you here, and we've got it up. Let's dive into it.
All
if
right.
you know what I mean.
All right, so
Now
where
you
would you like
guys
to start? Talk a little bit about it, go into the demo?
let's jump straight into the game here. Now you
All
guys
right.
have been. Can you walk and talk? Can we
Yeah,
do this?
absolutely. I can do both
Do a little
at
air
the same
sorting
time.
here?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So basically, Sega Bass Fishing, for those of you who have been video game fans for a long time, may recall when Sega used to make our own console, we had a bass fishing game out with a crazy little peripheral and all of that. What we've done in sort of in the vein of great franchises like Gran Turismo
Sure.
and whatnot, we've made a new version, which is new and improved. Basically, what we did was we took the grand heritage of like the original arcade game, which some people might not know because it wasn't out in a lot of places.
Sure.
We took that, and there were 4 levels in that. We took the 4 levels from the Dreamcast version, put those together, added another 7 levels on top of that. All the original ones that we took, we basically took the core geometry of it and remade it. Again, I think it was probably a good sort of scenario, like you don't redesign Laguna Seca every single time, but you do want to redo it and make it look good.
So we're looking at here is basically a greatest hits of the Sega Bass Fishing lineage.
Yeah, with 100% more new content. So.
Well, fantastic. Let's get into this. So this is strictly straight up arcade style fishing game.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're not simming it here.
No.
No 6 hours without catching a fish.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, you know, we try and keep it a little more entertaining, a little more fast-paced. I mean, one of the things that Sega's really good at, we know our arcade games, and we know how to make something that, you know, your whole family can play.
Sure.
That, you know, if you want to actually catch a fish pretty quick, then this is what we've got. And one of the things I really like about the game that I think we did really well is there's a lot of depth to it as well. I mean, It's not really simple arcade. When you get into it and you start off, it's pretty easy. When you're going through the arcade mode in the beginning, it's pretty simple. But as you go through it and you unlock more different types of lures and things like that, then you get into more of the subtle stuff. You know, if you want to get really good and break records, then you need to use different types of lures. I'll show you real quick here. We've got, you know, you have your top lures, your shallow lures, ones that are good for in the middle.
You've got a huge selection of lures here. I also did notice, though, that you were selecting a bunch of different variables before we jumped in.
Yes.
What sort of stuff does that affect?
So, different types at different times of day, fish will be more active. Sometimes it's easier to catch a fish. You know, in the middle of the day is a tough time to catch a fish. Morning is good. When it's overcast is actually a little bit better.
Let's pick our lures and get to the water here.
All right.
Now, I see you've got your average angler there.
I do.
Is there much in the way of different fishermen?
No, we just have our one standard guy who's like your everyman sort of person.
Sure.
You really get to.
Oh, but then it comes to the fish.
Yes, this is where the real excitement is. When you have
This
fish.
is where Sega Bass Fishing really catches on fire.
Absolutely. When you get in here and the fish will ignore your lure. So another thing that we did, you know, we have taking advantage of the Wii itself. You can actually lure to pretend that you actually had an actual fishing rod in your hand.
Let's get some footage of how you're doing this, because obviously motion controls are a pretty good fit for this.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it was something that we really wanted to sort of hit home on. You know, when you actually go, you can hold back and you throw just as if you were, and then, like in real life, you can just sit here and you crank away at it, and you know, I can stop.
And I'm even hearing the cranky noise coming out of the Wii remote.
Yep.
Nice touch.
Yeah, it's very good. You can also just sort of jerk it along too to get the fish's attention.
For little tugs, so little sign of life there.
And you can also do it just with the remote itself if you don't feel like getting full into it.
So can you actually, is this a game that you could play one-handed? Could this be done
Yes.
with just the Wii remote?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you want just laid back, lazy Sunday, fake fishing,
You got it.
Sega Bass Fishing for the Wii is for you. What are we using here for a lure?
This is one of the deep lures. This is a little worm that I've got going. I sort of get him to wriggle along there. It shows off sort of the good motion of the fish, since I'm apparently not doing a very good job at catching a fish.
We should make that our goal here before the end of this demo, see if we can actually snag a fish. I gotta ask you just kind of the overall hard numbers. You know, how many fish, how many lures?
Well, we've got 4 different types of bass in the game.
Okay.
We have 20 different types of lures.
Okay.
We have, again, I said 15 environments.
Right.
And
then there's all these different variables that I assume that can have a myriad of influence on it.
Absolutely.
Now, is there anything about underneath this bridge that you like particularly? Is this a good spot where bass are hanging out?
Well, you can see there are a lot of fish hanging out right here.
Now, is this
I
all?
will get this guy.
Do you think you're gonna get him?
I think
he
so.
looks interested.
He's coming up on it.
How hard was programming the Bass AI?
You know, actually, they did a really good job with this, of taking into account all sorts of different things, including like even
he's gone. He doesn't care anymore.
Apparently, I'm not good. I'm going to stop saying that I'm really good at doing multiple things at once there. You know, like I said, there are just an absolute.
Hey, there you go.
Look at that.
Fish!
Just when you're ready to give up.
That just took me back. Is it 1999 again?
It might be.
Good gracious. Line's gonna break. So this is straight up. This is some damn Sega Bass Fishing you people have made.
It absolutely is. You know, Sega Bass Fishing is a really great game. You know, everybody loves it. It's like the name in fishing games.
Absolutely.
And so,
like you said earlier, Gran Turismo, like basically in that same breath, I always hear someone say Sega Bass Fishing. So
yeah,
it's definitely there. Anything else you want to let us know about the game here?
I think.
All right.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it.
That is Sega Bass Fishing. This looks like a lot of good arcade Sega-style fun. People have an appreciation for that stuff. It looks like something they'll want to check out.
Absolutely.
When is your game shipping here in the U.S.?
We are coming out at the end of February.
Fantastic. Chris, thanks a lot for coming by.
Thanks.
Ryan, what is up next?
We have all kinds of business over here with my good friend Justin Calvert. How you doing, Justin?
All right, I'm doing
good.
good,
to
thanks.
see you. Alex is joining us as well. Now, do you guys, like, you've been telling me about this game like for a couple days now. It sounds awesome. I'm a fan of Loco Roco. I'm a fan of all kinds of businesses that are similar to it. Downstream Panic for the PSP. Why don't you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, so this one's kind of come out of nowhere actually. Yeah. This is coming out in just a couple of weeks, and it's Downstream Panic, and it's actually the gameplay is very much kind of Lemmings. So if we look at this level, you can just see. So I've got the fish pouring out of the top here, and using the tools at the top right corner there, which I'm a bit slow with. So I need to get all these guys safely to the ocean at the bottom here.
That doesn't look like it's so safe
and
down there.
Well, the bit in between the little boys
I gotcha.
is safe.
Because gigantic tooth-filled fish cannot cross the buoys.
Those guys are not safe. Okay, so these guys are they're just pouring down, and so right now the only tools I've got are bombs. I've just used my plants to build these walls here to stop them falling off the edge of the level. So now I've got 4 bombs to get them to the bottom, and I need to avoid that guy because he's a shark. So if I put one here,
oh wow,
and then I can turn this. This is like a faucet. I can turn this one on, and so I'm having to be careful, like not to overfill this stuff. Like the water behaves quite realistically, and it acts like a funnel when it gets into little narrow spaces. So if this filled up too much, they'd end up in with the shark.
I gotcha.
Wastes no time whatsoever eating them all. Actually, this is a pretty easy level. Sorry, I didn't mean to choose one quite this easy.
Is this one of the early ones?
Yeah, this is the game has like 80 levels total.
Oh wow!
And this is only, I think I clicked on like level 11 or 12. So yeah, we're pretty. Oh no, getting a bit.
Have you seen
they're good.
This is absolutely beguiling.
I think they're good. Yeah. And you'll see like that gold coin there.
Huh?
There are coins scattered around all the levels, and that's like a high risk. The gold coin is always a pretty high risk to try and get it.
Hard
So
to
to
get
get
over
that one, I'd have to kind of, I guess, plant a wall here using one of my 2 plants that I'm given on this level, which then means I'm going to have a bunch of them falling off up here somewhere.
Oh, that's not good.
So yeah, and once you've done everything you need to do, you can kind of speed up time and just let the level go like there. So we've beat that one.
Excellent.
So
totally-
let's choose a harder one, because this game gets really tough.
Does it?
Yeah, it gets real tough.
While you load up the next level for us, any particulars we should know about? Any multiplayer? Anything?
I don't know that there's any multiplayer in this. Not that I've seen. Let's try level 20, see what that one's about. Yeah, I don't think there's any multiplayer, but you unlock a lot of new tools as you play. So there all I had were plants and bombs. What I'm doing here, this is, because I've already beaten these levels, this is giving me an option to spend money that I've collected on extra power-ups, so that when I replay the level, I can try and maybe like rescue more fish than I did last time,
Go for
or
that
collect
gold
the
coin.
coins that I didn't, and that kind of stuff. But I don't want to, that feels like cheating, so I'll skip that and we'll just see what this level's about. Okay, so I've got fans and a harpoon. Okay, yeah, so the bird is another predator that's gonna come after my guys. Where's the red? I need to find the red. Where's the red flower at to flick that switch?
Now, similar scenario.
That's right there. Okay, so I think the water's gonna trigger that. So yeah, these flower things, they're like water wheels or windmills. If the water doesn't set that one going, which it did.
Is water present pretty much throughout every level? Is that
Oh
the
yeah,
transportation
they're all
method?
always, and it behaves like, oops, it's not always as predictable as you would like. Oh, I spilled
like
a
we
few
see
there. Oh, and that dude's gonna eat all my fish.
You can't blow a hole in it?
I killed him. Yeah. And then, oh, how am I gonna? I don't think I was supposed to let him in there.
I think Ryan Davis might have a question
this
for
one
us.
up.
Is that correct, sir?
I've actually got a handful of
I gotta
questions
restart
here.
this
Let's give this one to Indy in Miami, Florida. Wants to know how many levels are there in the game?
There are 80 total. So far, I've only got up to about level 25. I think later on you get kind of ice worlds and stuff where the water behaves differently, and one of the abilities that you'll actually have is like a freezer or something where you can turn the water into ice temporarily to. Okay, that's what I need to do. Sorry.
As far as scope goes, are these levels all kind of this size, though?
Yeah, they're pretty much all this size. They mix it up a bit. Like right now, they're all coming out of just one place. Sometimes they'll come out of 2 or 3 places. Oh, get over that bridge! I need to keep this bridge open for these guys, and then I need to. I need to bomb that.
There you go.
Get the bridge back. So yeah, I'm doing horribly, which is expected of me on the show.
Some are gonna survive here. You're gonna save
Some
a few.
of them, well,
Some will make it.
I would if I had a bomb left to clear a hole here.
Oh.
I'm going to skip to another level because some of the later levels that I just got to, they have these weird like black holes.
Yeah.
And the levels are getting really quite complicated now. Actually.
The question from the control room is that blood, or that we seen the fishies bleed?
Oh yeah. I
So
don't know
rated
if
M for mature?
it's probably going to be M-rated, I guess. There isn't even an option to turn that off. So, sorry,
harsh.
kids.
I think fish blood only warrants a T rating.
I think
Maybe.
they're actually Nazi fish, so it's okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
Nazi android robot fish?
All right, sweet, yeah.
It'll probably have to be green fish in Europe. Green blood in Europe.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, the
I
Germans don't
even know
like the
where
red
my fish
blood.
are coming from. And here we go. Oh, they're dying already.
I think
So,
we've
okay,
seen.
so they're falling into there, and then
You haven't seen enough until Justin Calvert tells you you've seen enough, all right? Hey, this is my show today, all right? I'm telling you.
All right,
this is his show.
Alex is calling the shots.
We'll sit here with Downstream Panic as long as you guys like.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, just kill some more fish.
I need to kill a lot more
kill some more fish.
Yeah. In case anyone's confused, the objective of the game is to rescue the fish.
I'm confused about that.
But
Perhaps you could show me
this is
you
Justin-
rescuing some fish.
Justin Calvert on the spot. So what I do is I mess up on games.
All right. I thought that was Brad's job.
No,
you taking over for him?
Yeah,
All right.
it's me now. Yeah, I'm not going to rescue a single fish. We can move on about whenever
All
you're
right.
ready.
Justin Calvert says it's time.
This is coming out on February 5th.
Fantastic. February 5th. Thank you so much. Downstream Panic for PSP, Justin Calvert. All right, so right now we're going to take a look at, you guys know Conan, right? You guys know about
Not
Conan,
personally,
right?
but
No,
yeah.
You know of it?
I understand he is a barbarian of some
He
fashion,
is.
perhaps a destroyer.
So much so that we actually had to send one of our guys like all the way like Norway or something to get this story on the game.
I hear that's where he's from.
Oh, that's why
Apparently.
they went to Norway.
Yeah, totally. They went to check out that business. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a tape second right now, checking out Conan. So let's go ahead and see that.
The game, the way it's turned out, it's very close at its center to what we started out envisioning 4 years ago. The hands-on combat aspects, the speed of it, the fun factor, the feeling of being there on the battlefield. I remember back in E3 2005, I always said like, oh, there's 3 things to this game, it's combat, combat, and combat. And I really think that we have been able to bring that on into the game still.
We're now just mere weeks, away from the launch, which means that we're moving into a phase of this is how it's going to be.
First of all, I think it's an evolution. I think it's inevitable that MMOs will evolve and get more action elements in them and become more like other games. You can always argue that MMOs are a genre, but I think it's more about having a natural involvement where Conan's vision or the vision of the world is sort of emanating through the game mechanical aspect of the game. Which is like, yes, we did start with the game mechanics, but actually Conan was the way best match for that mechanical approach, game mechanical approach. Having hands-on action combat, being there on the battlefield is the essence of Conan. Having that, it's not 2 spreadsheets fighting, it's your sword chunking flesh and bone and crushing skull and tearing pieces in your opponent. And that is such a visceral and emotional and like eye-hand coordinating thing difference from any other game.
So through the years we've been working on different iterations, and what we are actually allowing our players, instead of just targeting an enemy and sit back and have this whack-a-mole game where you sit there with the different special attacks, we also allow you to have multiple targets. You can shift the targets throughout, you can hit multiple enemies at the same time, you can jump to the side, jump to the back.
I don't really think that that I personally imagine that this game was going to have this amount of expectation as we're seeing now, and so many people being interested in it when we started out. Yeah, I think Conan does have a revival. I mean, it's not only like in terms of mental perception and people being aware of it, but it's also in terms of the style and the action type combat. I mean, you just look at games that have come up the last years like God of War, and how much influence and push that must have gotten from that hero character. And also like other movies like 300, where again, like how much influence isn't there from just the visceral aspect, from Robert E. Howard's violent, bloody, hands-on male figurehead.
To their knees and see them crushed by the fury of our kingdom.
Well, there you have it, a look at Age of Conan Hyborian Adventures, which is coming out, as he said, soon. If you want to see more on that, check the site and the game space after the show, and you'll find a big, long, crazy interview, which that is an excerpt from. But right now, we are joined by our good friend Justin. How you doing, Justin?
Hello, good.
Now, you are the lead designer for FIFA Street 3, is that correct, sir?
It's true.
And you have brought it by to show us.
Of course.
And yeah, why don't you go ahead and jump into it and tell us what you brought. And show
no fish.
No fish, all right.
Sorry about that.
So should I go?
I'd like to request Limelight. I don't know if that's
okay, all right. Well, that's 1 vote for Limelight.
Yes.
Literally 1 vote for Limelight.
I think we're going to have somebody sneak around here while we're looking at this game and sneak your microphone on you. I think we forgot to put that on.
I'll continue to look like I'm speaking.
Excellent. I will talk for you until the mic gets on there. Right on. And there you go.
So there you go.
FIFA Street 3, what we wanted to do was we wanted to basically have, this is the evolution of street soccer. We wanted to take Next Gen, first time for this series of games, and kick it up a notch. Started with these crazy new characters that you can see. Figure, you know, these guys, they're your heroes when you're a kid. People have their posters taped up on their wall, and they can do stuff that you and I certainly can't do. So they needed to look the part. So we cranked up the characters, and then the next thing, of course, was to crank up the moves. So sure, we get to do the passing, the shooting, all the crazy tricks that they do, but we had even more fun on this project, more than any other simulation game I've ever worked on, in terms of all the parkour moves, the martial arts, the blocked shots, all the athleticism we could bring into this. We had a lot of fun with guys jumping off of walls and climbing over each other. But no matter how good it looked, it had to play right. I mean, and the new technology we had allowed us to add so many more animations than we've ever had to in the old platforms, and let us blend out of any of them. So as the CPU schools me and shows some of his stuff, he's always able to, and I am always able to, pass or shoot out of any of the animations. Because the worst thing you want in a trick-based, tricky soccer game is to feel like you're stuck in a long canned animation.
Now the bars that we see at the top, is that some kind of like, what is that?
That's me. I'm building up for my game breaker. Every time I successfully pull off a trick, and then shoot to cash it in, you'll see me add to my bar. So there's my potential being added up.
Now, how unstoppable are the game breakers?
They're not completely unstoppable, because that's no fun.
No.
So, you know, we like to strive for fun.
Okay, that's
mix it up a little
bonus.
bit.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, why not? So what you do in the game breakers, you basically see a whole new set of moves that you haven't seen before. Guys can jump over each other's backs. You see hand plants and shoulder plants, amazing tricks through the air, and obviously your shooting accuracy and power is pumped up as well. See the little playmaker icon over Landon Donovan's head there. We wanted to really feature the heroes and the specialists of the game. So rather than have to, you know, this is an arcade game. You don't want to go through a spreadsheet and check out all their attributes and see who's best at what. You know that an enforcer is going to shut down his opponents. You know that Dempsey, the finisher, he's got some shots that no one else has. Oh, that was on cue too. Well done.
Nice.
Your trickster, your playmaker, different mixes of these different players will give you a whole different experience as an opponent or as a team. Let's kick in a little game breaker.
Might as well.
There you go. There's your game breaker.
Oh, geez.
It is on.
It's on. There, a little hop over.
So I might say it is also popping.
Some.
Oh, they kind of.
Yeah. No, it's not a given.
Did that crack the pavement when you did that?
It did. And you see if you take a look at the basketball nets up in the corner,
yeah,
they're dancing, as environments tend to do in game breakers.
I'm going to say that you can do something with that.
You could take a shot off there, but wasted. But
you still scored anyway.
Still counts as a power play goal.
I think we're going to look for some questions. Ryan Davis, do you have any questions over there for us, sir?
I've got a number of questions here. Let's start off with a question from Jose Zamudio from Chicago, Illinois. He wants to know how many teams are in the game.
We have 18 national teams and a ton of street teams. Street teams being combinations of the different specialists, so you could have a playmakers team, an enforcers team, strikers, finishers, plus some classics, and a lot that I don't want to give away until you earn it in your single player mode.
You mentioned single player. What kind of multiplayer options do we have?
Multiplayer, we've got all of the play now, obviously, which lets you play timed matches to a score difference, game breakers, headers and volleys, 5-a-side matches, your head-to-head, which can be best of 3, 5, or 7 in any of those modes to, maybe decide who's going to buy the first round. And beyond that, we've got, I'm quite happy to say we stole from a commercial for one of our modes.
Oh, yeah.
In the old Adidas Plus 10 ad campaign.
The one where they're running up on the
Absolutely.
lines? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's dope.
So we basically, we take 10 guys on the pitch, your first captain, second captain, and you can pick who's going to play on your squad and have it out. That's both for online and offline. Another online mode we have this year is World Challenge. So we take, obviously, the FIFA likes to rank all the teams against each other. What we do in ours now is give a little arcade twist. You pick your team that you'd like to play as, and if you win, it doesn't matter who you played against, you're going to earn points as that team. The cool thing should be, once we're all up and running after we release, we should have hundreds of people playing as all the different as the teams, against the teams, and see who can keep their nation on top.
I think we're looking for another question, Ryan Davis. You got another one over there, sir?
I do. I got a question from Alexander in Sweden. Wants to know about customization.
Customization. Basically what we went for this year was to nail the look as much as we could for each of these players. It was a long process between caricatures and licensing and the whole bit. And what we do is you can customize in terms of what teams you unlock and how you play. But create player, it fell by the side of, what was that term I used? Oh yeah, fun. We wanted to make sure it was actually good to play. So.
I have a question, sir.
Sure.
Any red cards, any fighting, anything like that?
Or so much violence.
Can you headbutt someone?
Can't you just use words? No. We, first off, FIFA, the organization, they're not a big fan of fighting, vandalism, anything that we'd consider fun. So no, instead of cards, what we've done is basically we've kept it to the spirit of real street soccer. You can't slide tackle on pavement or it'll kill you both and you'll probably get taken out afterwards. So it's really about space, it's about tricks, it's about style. Sure, you can take a guy out, but that's basically the extent. You're not going to hurt anybody. So this is an E for everyone.
Well, anything else we should know before we let you go, Justin?
It's a blast to play. Get two friends, get a good widescreen TV, set up the 5-1 system, have a cold beverage, and enjoy. Coming out at the end of February.
End of February, and you're obviously playing the Xbox 360 version right
Indeed.
here. What other platforms, if any?
PS3 and the DS are both coming out as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate
Anytime.
it. Right now, we're going to take a look at something that we did earlier last week, and basically put it up on the site this past Tuesday, like in the wee hours of the night. We basically sat down. You know about the thing that we did, Alex Navarro?
I have a vague recollection of the thing that we did, yes.
We basically we opened the doors of GameSpot, got some other crazy editors from other magazines, editor-in-chief of Game Informer, editor-in-chief of the official Xbox magazine.
We got raided is what you're saying.
We got some people in here, and we were talking about crazy stuff and all kinds of business. But here's a look at it. The full version's on the Behind the Games page, but let's go ahead and check up on what we did for those folks that missed it. Hello everybody and welcome to GameSpot. We are here today for a very special edition of Behind the Games.
Before I was doing what I was doing now, I was running all editorial for the whole 1UP network, so print and online together. And then I had kids and started looking at things differently, and about 2 months ago we launched WhatTheyPlay.com, which is aimed at parents.
I started working at Game Center.
After that, my first job in the actual games press side of things was at Ultra Game Players.
Back in 1991, I started with the magazine, issue number 1. We had Sonic the Hedgehog on the cover, and I've been doing the same thing ever since.
And that was the beginning of the PR career. Apparently I handled the call well.
The number one question I still get today is, how do I do what you do? How do I get into the industry?
But there are so many ways to get noticed. I mean, we hired people from the Gaming Age boards, we hired people from the 1UP boards, and people that were just all over the place.
It really does kind of just boil down to knowing people, because even getting that kind of advice, you have to know somebody that's in this.
It's a little tougher also because a lot of the people who are doing this now, at least on the games press side and the media side, have been doing it for a while.
If you're tenacious and passionate about what you want to do and work hard, I think you can do just about anything you want.
How much has the internet impacted what you guys do from what you used to do to today?
I remember when the internet as a publicist first came into play, and we all were extremely petrified of you guys.
I remember these press releases, or not press releases, but these things would go out from Capcom about online. Like, online was totally, they didn't even acknowledge they existed, like, for a long time.
We're just trying to make sure we get content that is different and is compelling for people.
Well, what would very often happen is, you'd be working on an exclusive, and somewhere else in the world it would leak, and the screenshots would arrive online. It was always Sweden or Finland or somewhere.
How is it that the Wii has been able to reach out to people?
And it's definitely mom, I think, a lot that is really driving this, because moms do a lot of research. They talk to each other.
It's kind of like concentric circles. At the core, when it launched, it really was about the core users who were these huge advocates for this system, and it kind of spread.
Like for us, we learned on Atari, which had a joystick, a button. And Nintendo's brought it back to that, I think, and it's a good entryway for people to get into games.
What do you guys think? Why do we have an AO rating if these game manufacturers aren't actually going to publish these games?
I mean, it's good that they have something, like they have a rating for that category. But I mean, it's like NC-17 in the movie theater. You don't see it that often, and it's always a kind of a kiss of death, isn't it?
I mean, for now, you'd say you wouldn't expect some of the things you see on TV to be on TV, and they are. And I think in the future, there'll be AO games once society becomes familiar with them.
It needs a little bit, because T is, you know, it's 13 to 17. And you look at how kids change between 13 and 17.
But all right, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I know our audience is probably going to say that this is one of their favorite things. I know it was mine.
And there's just a taste of our latest Behind the Games feature. You can find the rest of that on the site after the show. Well, you can find it now, but don't leave us. I'm joined now by Brian Eckberg. Brian, how's it going?
Good, man, good.
Now, you guys have got you and all of your sports hooligans.
Everybody, yeah.
Running around the office talking about stats. There's some sort of major football game coming up soon.
That's right.
If I am to understand correctly. And you're doing something a little different for that. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so next week we're calling it sort of unofficially like Super Bowl week at GameSpot.
Yeah.
We're going to be launching our Super Bowl feature tomorrow, which is Friday. And then all next week we're going to be having brand new Super Bowl content every day leading up to a Sports Gamer versus GameSpot Super Bowl Showdown on Friday.
Okay.
Now, in addition to this, that's going to be a video. In addition to that, we're opening it up to GameSpot users who are, want to get in on the video. We're asking people to make a Super Bowl commercial. There's a post on the GameSpot forums that describes all of the details on how you do this. And there's a nice little graphic right there. Thank you very much, guys. Basically, 15 to 30 seconds long. Submit it using the user video tool that we all use here at GameSpot.
Sure.
But if you do so, please send an email to onthespot@gamespot.com just to let us know that you have entered the contest. We're going to choose the best entries in the series, and 2 or 3 of those are going to appear in the middle of our Super Bowl video broadcast as commercials.
So these are basically our Super Bowl commercials.
These are our Super Bowl commercials, so we're looking for a lot of creativity. I know there's lots of people out there who are way more creative than I am with that kind of thing. So
my vote goes to whichever one includes a monkey.
Yeah, monkeys, robots, anything. It doesn't matter.
Remember, this is Super Bowl. You got to swing for the fences, people.
That's right.
So that's what's going on in the world of sports.
That's it. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yes, let's move on to sports.
Let's move on to more sports.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sports. Let's move on to everybody's loves Hot Shots Minnow Golf 5.
So Hot Shots Golf 5.
Hot Shots Golf 5.
Everybody's World, I believe it's called, something like that.
This is
Out of this world.
for the PlayStation 3. This is a much-loved golf series, which, as we can tell, not a simulation.
Definitely not. One look at the characters will tell you that this is definitely not a simulation golf game. No, Tiger Woods not in this game.
Not at all. No one even
Jim Furyk maybe
resembling him. Here, I would expect to see a ninja showing up, or a monkey playing golf.
Very possible. So we're here at the character select screen. I haven't played much of this game, so there's only 2 characters to select from. We're going to choose the young lady here, and as you can see right below, you've got all the different clubs that you unlock through playing games, special kinds of balls that you can use,
and club sets.
Clubs, yeah, exactly. So there's and each character has different power control ratings and things like that. The one thing that's interesting about this game is they have the traditional shots, which uses the meter.
So but just hit click the button at 3 times. And
exactly.
Then it goes.
And they also have the advanced shot thing, which I wanted to show off because this is a little bit different.
So it's a little off the beaten path for Hot Shots, which has been pretty traditional.
Yes,
and very kind of stuck in its ways for a long time.
That's right. So this is kind of a little tutorial on how to do it, but we're going to skip right to the golf. Basically, you don't use a meter. It's a little bit more natural. It's a little bit more. I hate to say it with Hot Shots, but it's a little bit more realistic swing. But you're still using the button. You're still, clicking 3 times. But
so it's not just them completely cribbing from Tiger.
No, it's definitely got its own thing. So basically, what you do is you want to start the shot and then
don't hit whatever those are.
No, those are.
What the hell is out on the field?
Those are like armadillo or sheep or I don't know.
Look like giant raccoons.
Yeah. God. I don't know.
I'm terrified now by this golf course.
Yeah, so let's get to the swing. So you press once and you'll see the club at the top of the swing. You want to get as close as you can to that as possible. And you saw a collapsing circle coming down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the closer you can get the collapsing circle to the target area, the better your swing will be. I know it kind of happened fast there, so I'll show it off again real quick.
Now, is there any benefit of using this over the standard? Does it give you greater control?
Is
it just like a different way to play?
I think it's just from what I can tell so far, it's just a different different way of playing.
Okay.
But what's interesting here is that you really have to gauge. It puts a little bit more onus on gauging your distance accurately. Using sort of the flag view here, so I can see how far this shot, how close this would get me to the hole. And I'm going to show this swing a couple times before I follow through. But at the top of the swing, you'll see it flash yellow and then red.
Yeah, I saw the little red glint.
Okay, at the yellow, that's 50% of your swing.
Okay.
The red is 100%. So
Okay.
anywhere between that yellow and red sort of value is going to be, between 50 and 100. So you kind of have to gauge where you want your top swing to end up.
So when we were looking there at the hole, we were a little bit under.
Right, so we want to get a little bit short. That was probably too short.
But this doesn't necessarily, that line that you were looking at does not necessarily bring wind or any of the other factors.
Or, like elevation and things like that. So I think you have to, and lie. So if you're in the rough, you're probably going to want to use a bigger club.
Yeah, a little extra kick
Yeah,
there.
and a couple of different camera angles. I kind of like this one. It kind of gives you an open shot.
It gives you a nice view of the. Can you actually shoot from any of these? Or is it only from behind
So why don't we just try this one that I like?
Yeah, hey, you totally can.
Yeah,
That's nice.
you can. So that if you see there's a red circle and a pink circle.
Little pink circle. Oh, you overshot that
Yeah,
one.
if you get outside of the little pink circle in the middle, the smaller circle, your shot's just gonna go haywire. So a little bit of skill involved. It's just a different way of playing. So and it puts a little bit more responsibility on your shoulders for judging the distance of the shot.
We're down at the beach here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get ourselves out of the rough here and into this hole before our time is up.
Yeah.
Ryan McDonald, any particular questions for the folks at home about Hot Shots Golf?
I've got a ton of them. Can I give you like a couple like in rapid succession?
We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Logan Emerson out of
You know
Bangor.
what? I don't want to commit. Give me one and we'll talk.
All right, Logan wants to know, is there a driving range?
I haven't seen a driving range, unfortunately, Logan, but there is a training course, a practice course, where you can golf to your heart's content, and it's not going to count against your character's record or anything like that.
Jose out of Puerto Rico wants to know, does the caddies help more this time around?
The caddies will help, especially on the green. Sometimes it's not entirely clear. Double bogey.
Way to go,
She's
user
fired.
one.
She's fired. But no, they'll tell you you're facing an uphill lie, the brakes to the left. A little bit more helpful on the green so far than off the tee or anything like that. Although it's cool when you shoot off the tee, they sprint towards the ball, which I find hilarious.
But your character, you're no longer running to each shot, right?
No, it's your caddy that runs to the shot. She won't run to this one, but on a long drive on like a par 4 or 5, she totally will.
Tear ass down the course.
Yeah, which is
all right, now
kinda
if you don't
funny.
get this in a hole-in-one, we're ending this demo.
Oh my
I just want you to
God,
know that.
so much pressure.
I should have told you that earlier, I know.
I know.
This is kind of how it rolls. And, Russell.
Man, Russell, that's not good. You don't want to hear Russell.
That
It's
was
still rolling.
That was still a pretty hot shot.
Yeah. It was a nice shot, too.
Brian Eckberg, thanks for coming by. Give us a look. This Hot Shots Golf 5. This is coming out March.
March, yeah. It's. I don't think we have a pinned down release date, but it's saying March right now.
Fantastic. Yep. Ryan McDonald, take it away.
Excellent. I am standing by with our good friend Matt Roy. How you doing, Matt?
How you doing, Ryan?
Now, you have brought us a pretty awesome game to check out, Devil May Cry 4.
Devil May Cry 4. I think this demo just came out today, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
So.
There's all kinds of people in the chat and on the spot page already commenting back and forth, like, oh, did you get the demo yet?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, here in the office, we actually already have the full game, so this is kind of stuff we've seen before, but it's still, for everybody who hasn't had a chance to play it, it's definitely worth checking out.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Well, this is it's weird. The demo is set up in a weird way. You don't play a full level of the game, but instead you have these little mini challenges. The second part of the demo lets you just play against these frost enemies and then fight a boss. So what I'm going to do here is just take this guy out and then go straight to the boss fight. So if you played Devil May Cry 3, then you will be very, very familiar with this stuff. So there's nothing too surprising about it. But one thing to note is that the demo is on the human difficulty.
Yeah.
The full game has human and Devil Hunter difficulty. So if you've played Devil May Cry 3 and thinking the demo is really, really easy, you'll be pleasantly surprised when the Devil Hunter difficulty is available in the full game, because that's a much more challenging experience.
So you're going to go ahead and say that this is not a particularly easy game?
It's not an easy game. It's definitely easier than Devil May Cry 3. Even on the harder difficulty, it's probably easier than Devil May Cry 3 was on the default difficulty for
2
that.
was the one that was like crazy impossible, wasn't it?
2 was...
No, 3 was...
three
I believe, was the most
Three?
crazy impossible.
2 was critically not very well received, but 3 was very, very difficult. So here's a boss fight that's about to pop up. I'm going to skip this cutscene and just get right to it. So here's
That does not look easy.
Yeah, he is He's not.
He looks a mighty upset at you right now.
Yeah, luckily he will destroy these buildings and get you some health. I don't need it yet, but he is very, very not fun to be around. The goal with this guy is to try and get these flames off of him in order to kind of knock him down. A lot of the boss fights so far seem to be you got to wear him down until they get stunned, then hit him with your special fist attack. So this is the first boss you've seen in the real game too. So if you're having trouble with him in the demo, just keep in mind that it only gets harder from there.
Oh, good. Let me ask you about that. You have been playing the actual game. How does this demo compare to the real game?
Well, it's really different. I mean, like I said, you're not playing. This isn't like a real. It isn't like a real level from the game. This is a real boss in the game, but the level that you play through is actually organized differently in the retail version of the game. So.
Aside from the organization, the look, the controls, is it pretty much on point?
Pretty much spot on, yeah. You obviously don't have as much many maneuvers in the demo as you do in the real game, so if it feels a little limited, you know, just keep in mind that you will be able to unlock a lot of new stuff in the real game. So, oh dear.
Are you?
Oh, this is not going well.
I'm about halfway and he's less than halfway, so I'm gonna get some. Oh,
yeah. See, when you said that,
yeah, I shouldn't have talked smack. I'm gonna get some health here. So, oh,
while you're getting that health, let me ask you. So, people at home, they should totally download this demo and try it out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're playing on the PS3 right now, but it's also available on the 360 as well. So, and they seem to be pretty similar in terms of how they feel. So, definitely. Even if you don't necessarily like this type of game, it's definitely going to be one of the biggest releases of the next month or so. So.
And it sounds like you think it's justifiably so.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really, really fun. Although,
Excellent.
if you didn't like Devil May Cry 3, you probably won't like this either because it's pretty much, they're very, very similar, as I can say.
Hold on, Ryan Davis, you look like you're looking at some questions over there, sir.
Oh man, I have a huge amount of questions. I'm just gonna start from the top. John Latora, New York. Wants to know if you've noticed much difference between the two characters.
Unfortunately, in our version of the game, you don't start with Dante unlocked. You can play as Dante or the new character Nero. But unfortunately, you only start with Nero unlocked, so I haven't been able to play with Dante yet.
All right, that's a good question.
That's actually Nero here in the demo. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. So you only get to play as Nero, I think, in the demo and also in the real game. I think you probably have to complete the game to unlock Dante.
Doesn't that dude look kind of like Dante though?
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
Oh.
They're basically twins. It's a weird design choice. So.
I gotcha. What else you got, Ryan?
Let's see here. Another question. Can you tell us about any like past characters that are appearing in the game again? Or any familiar faces, I guess?
I believe it's been so long.
No spoilers if you can avoid it. But
I know. Well, obviously Dante's in there, and I forget the name of the female devil hunter from DMC3. It's been a while since I played it. The one of the bazooka / bayonet weapon. I believe she's in here as well because I think I saw a screenshot of her. So I don't think that's any spoilers or anything, but I believe she's in it as well. But again, I haven't played a huge amount of the retail game, just about a few hours of it. So.
What else you got for us, Ryan?
Have you noticed any major differences between the two versions? I know you've touched on both of them a little bit in your playing.
How do you mean the difference between the demo and the real game?
No, just the difference between the Xbox 360 and the PS3 versions. Have you noticed anything standing out to you?
I mean, if you played DMC3 on the PS2, getting used to the controller for the Xbox might be a little bit weird. Just because in order to lock on, you have to hit the right bumper button, which is kind of awkward to do. It feels a little bit more natural on the PS3, just in my experience. It's probably not a big deal if you're new to the series though, but maybe the frame rate is very, very slightly less solid on the PS3. But if you don't compare them directly, you're probably not even going to notice that. So, but apart from that, they seem to be pretty much identical outside of achievements.
Question for me. Do the orbs always look like Slimer from Ghostbusters, or is that like a new thing?
I don't know. I believe they always.
I think they always.
They always look like that. Yeah.
They always had the weird face.
Yeah,
okay.
They always had the terrifying little face on it.
I don't play a lot of this series, so I don't know.
I played the first one, I'll be honest, and then I think I tried the second one. I remember it being like incredibly hard.
Made you want to cry, yeah.
Yeah,
that's kind of my problem with it. Is that I like my games to not make me break into tears. Yeah.
Well, this one's probably almost definitely going to be the easiest one of the bunch so far. So if you're looking for a beginning entry, and also will have I'm sure the unlockable difficulty levels.
Right now, you just made a bunch of fanboys cry by saying
Yeah,
that.
well, like I said, it'll definitely have unlockable,
difficulty.
Nero must die mode or something
yeah.
like that. So.
What's up with the timer? Is that like the end of your demo coming up or something?
Yeah, the demo I believe is timed for 10 minutes. It's basically organized so that you can play through it and get to the end boss, but not probably beat him within that time amount.
Oh wow!
Unless you just skip every enemy, probably. But I don't know if there's any special benefit for beating it in under 10 minutes. But yeah, that's specifically for the demos. The real game obviously doesn't have timers.
Oh, that's good business, Matt Rory. When are we looking for Devil May Cry to actually come out in full game form that we can play?
I believe it's a week from Tuesday.
A week from Tuesday.
So
that's
it'll be,
soon.
Yeah, it's very soon. I was really surprised when I heard that release date, but it's coming up pretty quick. So.
Now that is for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
I believe it's both platforms being released on the same day.
That's awesome. Anything else before we let you go, Matt?
No, I'm actually really pleased with how this is turning out. So
right on.
hopefully, if you're a fan of DMC3, look forward to it.
Any last questions you want to get in, Ryan? Are we good?
I seriously have endless amounts of questions. People want to know about being able to switch your weapons like mid-combo or something like that.
I haven't unlocked any extra weapons yet, so this arm thing here, the fist weapon, is actually another button, so you don't have to switch. But I know you eventually do get other weapons to unlock, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So.
Can I throw in one more question here?
Please.
I go in from Philip in San Antonio, Texas. Asked a very excellent question. This game looks phenomenal by all regards. How are the load times? How much? What's the cost of getting all this glitter up on the screen?
They're very short, as far as I can tell. You can probably. I actually have been going through a few load times here. I'll go through one right now, actually. Going from place to place is pretty much instantaneous. After you load the level, it's all pretty much pretty short load time, so it's nothing too bad.
Right on. I think we're good on the Devil May Cry 4. Thank you, Matt, Rory.
No problem at all.
Really appreciate it, and we'll look for more on that here in the future. Ryan Davis.
Yes.
We're at the end of the show, sir.
It's true.
It's been I think a terrific show so far.
Looked like I was going to fall over. It's been fantastic. It has been a bittersweet show.
It has.
Aw.
I think we got a couple people lined up. I'm sorry, I'm getting some chatter in my ear here. Why don't you go ahead and say that again? But pretty much we got our good friend Alex going to play us out on the drums, sir. Is that right?
I am. And here, let's make this official real quick
right.
here, just so we can put a proper stamp on this. Here is my badge, and here is my weapon. Enjoy.
Have some people that want to say goodbye before we.
I'm going rogue. I'm going mercenary.
Come on in. Come on in.
Oh dear God, what's happening?
no.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wanted to get you something that showed you what we thought about you, and I think this sums up. I think everyone's opinion of
You get a shot of that cake. You see what's on that cake? That's a big rig right there.
That says you're a winner.
You're a
ladies and
winner.
gentlemen.
You're a winner, Alex.
That's what this says.
Eat it.
Well, we'll have pieces after I rock. Yes. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank all you guys and you at home. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Alex, take us home.
All right. What am I
Take that
playing?
cake out of his hand.
Oh yeah, it was. I was keeping tabs in here, and it was easily the. It was one of the two. Let me look. What is it here?
Well, of which two?
It was the. I'm looking up. What were the three? Name the three. I'll tell you the two.
It was Die All Right. It was Cherub Rock, and it was Number of the Beast.
It was between Cherub Rock and Number of the Beast. Number of the Beast was the one, I think.
Let's do Number of the Beast.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
All right. It'll take me 1 second to get set up here. Got to take the shoe off.
Totally. We got enough people for a whole band.
Yeah.
Get some business in.
That's not the right music.
Not it.
That doesn't sound right at all. That is the worst Bruce Dickinson I've ever heard. Oh, there it is. Number of the Beast.
As this loads up, dude, you got to show them what you were showing me. It's like.
Oh, okay. So people were wondering about. He wanted tips on drumming earlier.
How do you rock like Alex?
How do I rock? Basically, I just real quick. If you ever want to know how to hold the drumstick, between the thumb and the forefinger, like this, and then let these fingers rest, and then you just kind of do that with the wrist. That's how you make the fast. Like that. Oh, yeah. So there you go. That's how you drum.
Pro tip.
Pro tip.
Pro tip.
All right. Crank it up, man. Crank it up.
Yeah, totally.
We get those crazy house lights up again?
Yeah.
We get the crazy strobing.
This one has a little bit of an intro, so we'll talk for a second.
Right on.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, fog? Do we have the fog
machine?
Do we have the fog machine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God. We do have the fog machine.
What did I see?
You can bring the lighters over here if you want to get the full effect.
And then those things will go off. Those lights will go burn.
Crank it up, volume. There we go. There we go.
They don't burn them.
This is not helping my concentration!
The fog machine.
Just keep on playing, dude. Keep on playing. Six. The number of the beast. Yeah.
There you
go. Come give me a hug, everyone. Come on. Group hug, everyone. Hey.
One of us, Jimmy Jabby.
Thanks, man. Somehow. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good.